So today, Nate, you wanted to talk about artificial intelligence and how it may impact art.
Yeah, well, definitely I've thought about artificial intelligence and art a lot. One of the first things I want to say about artificial intelligence is these softwares that are becoming available, um, what they're drawing on to learn, they're drawing on the world's collection of art and information on the internet, which they like suck in to themselves as a program. Then that's how they're learning how to draw. So there is a copyright issue around where the information is coming from, but I also thought about it this way. It's like if you see another artist's work, like you see something Van Gogh's done, and that inspires your creativity, and then you go and you paint a painting which is different but similar or uses similar techniques. Like, isn't all information regurgitated anyway? So it's like we're inspired by other artists, or we get a theme. Like I wrote an apocalyptic book. Now, so many people have written apocalyptic books. So it's like, and I've read a few apocalyptic books. So haven't I been fed art which has inspired me to create an apocalyptic artwork? But it's a bit different when a computer program is drawing in directly artists' images and then replicating their style. And that's one of the legalities that's coming up around artificial intelligence creation. But what I want to say is the future I envision, we're all on universal income and we all sit around creating art all day and we run artistic businesses. So what I think is exciting to me as a guy who's always, my dream, lifelong dream really, where I want to end up, and I probably will never end up there, but where I really want to end up is in Hollywood making big, proper, real deal movies. I want to be a director, and that's been my goal for a while. So how I feel about AI generated art is that it's an opportunity for me to create something on a grander scale in my living room, right? So it's like when video games came along, all of a sudden we could sit there and we could be immersed in this entire alternate reality, and it was like other universes suddenly appeared in our living rooms, and even guys on welfare with no money, poor families, have PlayStations and they can sit and they can be immersed in this highly advanced alternate reality. It was like groundbreaking when that happened. You can say video games are a waste of time. I tend to agree. I don't play video games. I haven't played video games in 10 years, but video games are great. But I feel like AI for filmmaking is a similar groundbreaking technology, because now guys who don't have access to the software in their living rooms, if they can get the AI software, and hopefully some of this AI software will be open source in the future. Hopefully there'll be some free programs for filmmakers to use. But it's like now guys in their living room, assuming there was an open source AI film directing software, they'll be able to get in and they'll be able to write a script for a story they really want to tell, and then they'll, all on their own independently without requiring to pay a team, they'll be able to produce a major motion picture on their own. So what it's about accessibility to advanced technology. And what we find is as these advanced technologies come along, they're quite expensive when they start, and then the price comes down and they become accessible to everyone. So it's like smartphones. They came along, only some people could afford them. Now everybody, even people living in poverty, have phones. They have mobile phones. It's accessibility to advanced technology. It gets cheaper as time progresses. So what we're going to see is a situation where I can be in my living room, smoking bongs and have a cheap software or an open source software, and I can sit there with my idea. I go, oh hey, today I want to create a movie about this story, but it won't be that simple. It'll still be a very involved process, but essentially I'll be able to create a full motion picture, Hollywood level quality and production, in my living room on a budget of whatever my subscription to the program is a month. But it will be a more involved process than that. And I've had a look today. I got interested in whether I can use AI to direct the movie of my novel Kings of the New Age: The Quest of the Balancing Stones, and I was having a look at some of the AI software which is available now, I found a very interesting AI software, Wonder Studio. And in Wonder Studio, you can film a person in a location, or you can film a person in front of a green screen. But essentially, the point is you can film a person, and then and the AI will follow everything they do in their motions and their movements. So you can film an actor, then they will completely transform into CGI character of your choice. So if I want a robot, and you can import your own CGI characters as well. So if I want a robot in a kickboxing match, I've just got to get two guys, film them having a kickboxing match. Then I've got to 3D render the robot on what I want it to look like, because I would prefer to draw the characters myself, or with support from my mentor Tadjin. So I've got to 3D render the character. Then I've got the boxing match of the two guys having a boxing match. Then all of a sudden I can turn them in this program both into these robots, and the AI will animate the entire fight with the two, using the two actors to get the motion. So what I want to do, most of my book takes place in Newcastle and the Hunter Valley. So what I would do is I would go around to all of the locations where the action takes place in the book, and I would film the various angles and the various shots that I needed, and then to make it look apocalyptic, and in disarray as it is in the apocalyptic book I've written, I would bring it into the AI software, and I would take all that source footage, and I would have AI apply apocalyptic, destroyed, whatever the keywords are, filters to all the footage. Then I would have my backdrop and my scenery for the entire apocalyptic city and the other locations throughout New South Wales where the characters adventure, and then I would film all the characters doing all the actions and behaviours. I would use actors, and I would film them all in front of a green screen, and then I would bring them all into the software. Then I would already have the characters 3D rendered, which me and my mentor Tadjin are going to have to do. We're going to have to ask the owner of Reliability if he's willing to access a 3D rendering software, because we're going to need to 3D render all our characters, and then we can apply the characters to all the actors we've filmed, and all of a sudden the actors will become all these animated characters. And I want the whole thing to look like a very super high res animation. So we're going to start mucking around with AI now, and I'm going to be learning more about it, because I think I can direct Kings of the New Age, The Quest of the Balancing Stones, as a super high res animation using AI software, which is already available now. So that's what I want to do. So I'm thinking about setting that as my next major goal. However, I have a couple other projects I've got to finish off first. I've got UFO Abduction Dream Journey to Azkaban, which is an animation which is really coming along. So I've got to finish that. And then what I'm thinking after that is that I'm going to begin spending my support time with Tadjin, working on using AI to direct my first major motion picture, right? So that's what I wanted to talk about today. So that's how I'm going to use AI to make a movie. And think about that when everybody can do that in their living room. What's that world going to be like? Have a think about it. Drop a comment in the comment section, guys. Thanks.